God, in His infinite wisdom, gave the command for all life forms to make babies, and He gave the needed equipment and the drive to do so. And just to confuse the atheists, I think He gave an amazing variety of ways for them to do it that they cannot explain with their stupid evolution theory. God gave the command to make babies. You guys have no excuse, Judgment Day. You're going to face God. He's going to say, you couldn't explain how a bumblebee makes babies or a Komodo dragon for tonight. I got a theory. God made so many different kinds of ways to reproduce just so that you can't possibly have an excuse when you stand before Him. It had to be designed. He said, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. We should praise God for everything. Praise God for your thumbnail. Aren't you glad it didn't evolve on the bottom and you couldn't pick stuff up very well? Huh? How about if you had thumbnails on your nose? Yeah, come on now. Okay. Now, tonight, the Komodo dragon. I predict nobody's going to answer this one either, so we'll go through it. Komodo is the name of an island between Australia and Vietnam, Indonesia, right there. The Komodo Island. Komodo dragon wasn't even discovered until 1910. It's a big, huge monitor lizard. Back in 1970, they lived in those yellow-colored areas, and now today, 1997, the data only the red areas, so their number is diminishing and their territory is diminishing. The Komodo dragon is a monitor lizard that belongs to the genus Varanus. Let's see, found in this genus, the only species of Komodo dragon, only one kind, right? Let's see, Komodo dragon is the largest living lizard in the world. Typically weigh 154 pounds, 10 feet long, 366 pounds. Biggest they can get, looks like. 1910, Komodo dragon was first documented by Europeans in 1910. The first two dragons to arrive in Europe were exhibited in a reptile house at London Zoo, 1927. Komodo dragon was the driving factor to make the movie King Kong. Anybody see the movie King Kong? Yeah, made on the Komodo dragon. Now, there's a difference between a monitor lizard and the Komodo dragon. Monitor lizard, they got them divided on half, slightly smaller. Komodo dragon, slightly heavier, legs set further back. Who cares, okay? Okay. What animal will never stop growing? Snakes aren't the only animals that keep growing. Lizards, snakes, amphibians, and coral all continue to grow until they die. Lizards and alligators have epiphyseal growth that slows when the epiphyses fuse. This is the end of the bones. I meant to bring a thigh bone in here, but I forgot. Okay, let's see. Before the flood, the people lived to be 900. What would happen if an animal that doesn't stop growing lives to be 900? It'd get pretty big. Dinosaurs lived with Adam and Eve in the time before the flood. Quit lying to the kids and tell them they lived millions of years ago. After the flood, things changed. Go to Genesis 11 and read the dates, or Genesis 5 to get the first part. See, there's a part of your bone, epiphyseal, people pronounce it differently, plate right there. At what age do these plates close? Growth usually closes at the end of puberty. For girls, this is usually 13 to 15. For boys, when they're 15 to 17. There's a growth plate right there. What happens if you break your leg or arm or finger or any bone right through the growth plate? Well, you disturb things and it may not grow right after that. You have a growth plate at the end of your hip bone. Here's example. Kid has to stand on a block to stand up straight. The growth plate was broken. Well, at 30 psi, I think the world had before the flood came, extra air pressure because of the canopy, and 30% oxygen instead of what we have today. Now it's down to 21%. I think things would grow longer and grow bigger. That's the age of giant everything before the flood. Giant turtles, giant reptiles, giant butterflies, okay? What's the most powerful reptile in the world? Komodo dragon. 10 feet, 200 pounds, the dragon is the world's biggest and most powerful lizard. The dragons attack goats, deer, goats, pigs, dogs, and occasionally humans. And it's cool. When they bite them, they have saliva that is venomous. They used to think it was just bacteria and it got infected. Oh no, they actually secrete venom. Slobbers out of their mouth. Incredibly venomous creatures. Highly poisonous. They will bite and then wait a few hours and the animal dies from all the venom dripping off of their face. not just saliva with bacteria, because they never brush their teeth. Okay. Okay. Do Komodo dragons have poisonous venom? Yep, they sure do. Dispelling what one expert called a scientific fairy tale, new study shows that the fierce lizards ooze venom, not toxic bacteria, into bites to help weaken and ultimately kill their prey. Yep, there they are. Be careful, don't let them bite you. Let's see. 1981, there were 5,000. Now there's only 3,400. Of course, they use this stuff to say, save the dragons. Kill all the people, but save the dragons, right? Okay. How many dragons are left? Only 1,383 now. So they're diminishing quickly. And they may go extinct. I think a lot of animals have gone extinct in the last 4,400 years since Noah's flood. Extinction is the opposite of evolution. Doesn't help you guys at all. Komodo dragons lay anywhere from 20 to 30 eggs. Do Komodo dragons lay eggs? Yep. Komodo dragons do lay eggs. The female of this species goes through a pregnancy period where she are capable of laying over 30 eggs a year. How do you women like to have 30 babies a year? Whew. They don't wear diapers, so that would help. Okay, let's see. This process is quite difficult since they need a certain amount of moisture and heat to make the eggs hatch. This is critical now, watch this. These reptiles don't give birth to live young. Instead, they give birth to eggs and carefully protect and guard them for months before they hatch. Let's see. 30 eggs. The female will lay 15 to 30 eggs, which are quite large in size and are laid in a bowl shape that can hold a great deal of water and moisture. So how does she know, how does that first-time mother know to put her eggs in a place that'll hold moisture and water? Is the mama teaching them this? Oh no, babies are on their own from the day they're born. Let's see, how long do Komodo dragons' eggs take to hatch? Around 8 months. Now wait a minute, you atheists, I want you to explain to me. How does the mother know to put an 8-month food supply in that egg for the baby to grow? Doesn't the mama have to supply that? Baby's got to grow in there for 8 months. What are chicken eggs, 21 days or something like that? How did she know to put that food in there? Is this just evolved too? They develop inside the eggshell. Okay. The eggs are buried in warm sand and guarded by the determined mother Komodo dragon, who keeps a close eye on her clutch at all times. A clutch is a group of eggs. Once the babies begin to emerge, it takes about another month for them to grow larger and develop into baby lizards. So she digs holes in the sand and buries them in a moist sand. Now watch this. How do baby Komodo dragons get out of their eggs? Nevertheless, the eggs are on their own for the first few months until they become fully developed. Hatchling stage. At the end of the wet season, hatchling Komodo dragons will break open their leathery eggshells. How does the baby know to do that? How does the baby know when to do it? Did this evolve too, all this timing? They're leathery eggshells and tunnel upwards. Wait. How does the baby know which way to go to get out of the nest? See, for millions of years, they all tunneled down. They all died. None of them survived for millions of years. Some of them tunneled sideways. They all died too. Finally, one of them said, I'm going to try tunneling up. Which way's up? We don't know. Pick one. How do they know this? You almost think it was designed, don't you? No, I know you guys don't think that. Komodo dragons reproduce mostly sexually, but females in captivity have been known to produce by parthenogenesis without the need for sperm. They lay a clutch of 15 to 30 leathery eggs in a nest, and there's no maternal care of the young. The ability to reproduce both sexually and asexually, watch this now, probably resulted from the Komodo dragon's isolated natural habitat, living as it does on the islands. So because they live alone on the islands, they just decided to have babies without the daddy. This kind of propaganda, you're certifiably stupid if you believe this happened by chance, okay? Scientific American, strange but true, Komodo dragon shows that virgin birth are possible. Parthenogenesis is a natural form of asexual reproduction in which the growth and development of embryos occur in a gamete without combining with another gamete. It's also known as a virgin birth and takes place in both asexual animals and plants. In animals, parthenogenesis refers to the development of an embryo from an unfertilized egg, while in plants, it's a component process of apomixis, pronounced a couple different ways on the internet too. In algae, parthenogenesis can mean the development of an embryo from either an individual sperm or an individual egg. Who needs a man? The article. 20 to 30 eggs are laid camouflaged in camouflage nests and holes. Let's see. The embryo incubate for 7 to 8 months before hatching. Number 4, hatchlings break out of their eggs and lay there for hours before digging out of their nest. How do they know to dig out? Come on now. We know they do it. And in your atheist mind, there's no reason to discuss it because, hey, they do it. No. How did this evolve? In 8 to 9 years, juvenile Komodo dragons will mature into adults that can be 6 to 10 feet long. So, the Komodo dragon can reproduce with or without a mate. How did that evolve? The babies are on their own to get out of the egg and find food from day one. How did that evolve? How did they evolve the ability to go up? You atheists, I know you can't answer any of these, but I'm trying to wake you up. You have believed a stupid fairy tale of evolution. Wake up. It's not true. You have a wild imagination. Just imagine. The Komodo dragon came from a rock. Joe, what else can we say to these folks to get them to stop and think how dumb your religion is? Give it up. Listen, it's very simple. There's a God. He made the world. He owns it. And he's going to be your judge one day. We're here trying to help you get ready for that day. You don't know it, but we're the best friends you got. You need somebody to stop, wave a sign, wave a flag. The bridge is out. Stop going this way. Stop. The bridge is out.